okay, I want to go to this concert alone.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I want to enjoy it.
Who's going to be there?
We enjoy things differently. Like, I can enjoy being alone at a concert. If you're going to talk at the movies, too, same with the movies. If I'm going to the movies and you're a talker, I'm not a talker.
Yeah.
We don't have to go to the movies together anymore. And that's that's nothing against you.
Yeah.
That's just on peace. I want to enjoy. And so I'm going to do what I can to enjoy. I can do it alone.
Yeah.
And I feel like I think with Aquarius is too, we're independent naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And we're okay with that. Like, we're okay with being alone. And I think some people are just like, that perception of being alone, especially in public places. I don't know if that's something people like struggle with or anything, but like, I can be out by myself eating. Fine.
I think Hey guys, welcome back. I hope your Monday is going great or whatever time you're watching this. My name is Justin Dallas. Welcome back to Inherently Gay Podcast. You know me, you love me. Today we're excited to welcome a guest. If you feel like your vision or your camera is shaking, don't get scared. We have another Aquarius in the building. But yeah, I wanted to kick it off by welcoming Brittany to the podcast. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. I'm happy to be here. This is my first time ever doing something like this.
Okay, we got a whole production. How are you? How's your 2024 been so far?
Amazing.
Yeah.
No complaints. I think this is one of the first times I've gone into it knowing I want to be single, knowing I want to be single for the entire year and just love myself, explore myself, and just like get back to myself. So
okay,
I'm excited.
So you said you want to be single, so we're gonna be doing check-ins in 4 months. In 4 months, I'm gonna set that reminder.
Hold me accountable.
Okay.
I'm a lesbian. Listen, hold me accountable.
Well, no, okay, same. I feel like I'm on that same path. Like I feel like I'm working on my girl. Not to be like live, love, laugh, but like I'm dating myself right now. Like the only person I'm dating is like my therapy, the gym, and a book.
I need the gym one, but I got you. I got you.
Well, listen, like this episode, we've come to address the claims. There's been a lot of Aquarius slander all over the world, all over TikTok, all over social media. So we brought in 2 Aquariuses. We're going to get into it today. But how was your season? Like, it just wrapped up. What did you do?
I had a party. I turned 31. It's my dirty one.
Okay.
This is my dirty year.
We love.
So I went to Houston. I went to this lesbian party. Brought some close friends. Just went out, danced.
Okay.
Danced at home. Danced in the shower. Danced outside. We just danced. And I think that like we all just had a free good time. So I enjoyed it.
I love that. This year is all about just like throwing ass, dancing. Like, I'm so excited for this summer. Like, I saw a TikTok. And this girl was basically like, she was like, I don't want to see nobody getting pregnant. I don't want to see nobody boot up. Like, we're going to be out in the streets. It's giving summer 2016.
And I want that. Like, there was this other, have you seen the TikTok? It was like, I'm celebrating this summer like I'm getting turned in September. Because that's what I'm doing.
Well, because like, we don't know it's giving very much like we don't know what's going to happen. Like, live today is like your last. That's how the summer is going to be.
For real.
I'm strengthening my knees as we speak so I can throw it down like later.
I'm going to be there in the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on a boat, everything.
I'm on a boat. That's what I keep telling people. I'm like, I'm trying to be on a yacht in Chicago.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Chicago, yes. I'm down. Okay, everybody thinks I'm crazy. Maybe this is like an Aquarius thing, but like I don't believe in just celebrating life or your birthday just once a year because I want to be on a boat this year, and if nobody throws one for their birthday, I'm going to throw another one, and we'll just do like shit. It'll be a solstice party. It'll be a summer party.
Something.
Like I'm celebrating life, you know?
I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to be on boats. Multiple.
Okay, well, so how does it feel being 31 now? Do you feel like a difference between like your 20s and your 30s?
Definitely. I think like 20s was chaotic. I'm still a little chaotic.
Yeah.
Because that's life. 20s was just figuring yourself out, being in the chaos and just, ooh, what do I do? 30s is you know better. What are you going to do? Still have fun. Have fun. Be yourself. You know yourself. What you gonna do with it?
Yeah.
You know, like I feel confident, sexy, just like you can't tell me nothing now.
Yeah.
In the 20s, I feel like it was like, ooh, who am I? Like I'm perceived this and this. And 30s is like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm grown.
I'm
literally.
grown. Like
literally.
actually grown.
Yeah.
I'm a teenager now. Like I feel like 20s is like little kid
Middle
figuring
school,
things out.
adolescent.
20 or 30s is like, I'm grown.
Yeah.
Come at me. Like, And then same with this Aquarius stuff. So like as an evolved Aquarius in my 30s.
Okay, can we put a little asterisk in the editing an evolved Aquarius?
I know that anyone who dated me in my 20s is probably in a support group.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I do apologize. I am sorry from the bottom of my heart. I was chaotic.
Yeah.
It was like, this is me, deal with it, but in a very irresponsible sense. I'm still the same way, this is me, deal with it, but from a sense of like, I'm gonna hold you accountable too. Like if I know I'm not good for you, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
I'll take that responsibility.
Did you ever watch Korra, The Last Airbender? Like the Korra Avatar. So Avatar, The Last Airbender, Korra, all of that. Like there's a season where like, you know, they have the firebenders, earthbenders, airbenders. There was an airbender and he was just basically, okay, this is probably not a good story because he was the villain, but he was saying like, you have to practice the art of detachment.
Yes.
And I feel like as an Aquarius, a lot of slander and beef we get is that Aquarius are able to not let their heart and emotions destroy their life. Like we know when to call it, and it's just like, okay, I need to detach and take care of myself. Like I feel like Aquarius are big on boundaries, and I'm a big on boundaries person, and it's just like, if you're not respecting that, like
bye.
Boo, I can date myself.
Yes.
Like you are not it all, you know, the end all be all. Like I can leave if it gets like that.
I can go. And I think that's why people do get mad, is because we do have boundaries.
And we love ourselves.
I'm quick to say, hey, I don't like this. Yeah. Well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you can say you don't like something. You have that right too. Like you can, where are your boundaries? You're mad at me because I have boundaries and you don't. Yeah. And it's like,
well, because, and that also gives like the whole evolved of like, baby, this is not high school. This is not Romeo and Juliet. I'm not taking a pill and potion from Verona for you. Like, you know, it's, if I need to call it, I'll call it. I saw a TikTok the other day, and this girl was ranting about dating, and she was just like, this guy got mad at her, and he was like, oh, so you have other hoes in your phone, you have a whole roster, like, are you talking to other guys? And she was like, baby, you're not competing with other men. You're competing with myself. You're competing with me because I love myself. And like, that's
me.
I think that's my philosophy, because it's like, I love dating myself. Like I love solo traveling. I love going to the movies by myself. Like I have no problem, I have no problem being with myself and being present. Like if you don't, baby, let's get in therapy and talk about that.
Yes. Because that's one thing too. Even in relationships, I would be like, hey, I want to go to this concert alone. Why? Because I want to enjoy it.
Who's going to be there?
We enjoy things differently. Like, I can enjoy being alone at a concert. If you're going to talk at the movies, too, same with the movies. If I'm going to the movies and you're a talker, I'm not a talker.
Yeah.
We don't have to go to the movies together anymore. And that's that's nothing against you.
Yeah.
That's just on peace. Like, I want to enjoy. And so I'm going to do what I can to enjoy. I can do it alone.
Yeah.
And I feel like I think with Aquarius is too, we're independent naturally. And we're okay with that. Like, we're okay with being alone. And I think some people are just like, that perception of being alone, especially in public places. I don't know if that's something people like struggle with or anything, but like, I can be out by myself eating fine.
I think also I think another thing is like, I've killed that like inner part of me that cringes. Like, nobody fucking cares what you're doing. Like everybody is minding their own business. Everybody's so anxious about how everybody else is perceiving them. Nobody cares about what you're doing.
Nobody.
So go out. Like the only thing I haven't done is gone to the bar by myself. But like I go to the movies by myself. I'll go to Sweet Green by myself. Like I'll go I'll go to the walk by the park. Like I'm not going to do something because nobody is going to go with me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The bars are fun but not the like crowded bars, but like, the
cute
small
little
bars,
like dive bar.
You just sit there, drink, look around. People talk sometimes. And if you don't want to talk, just don't make that eye contact.
Bring a book, something.
No, I love it. I love being an Aquarius. I wouldn't change it. I feel like we're also like super humanitarian. Like I love people. I like the goodness in people, but I can't deal with like the personalities, the multiple personalities that come with like different people. It's like, ooh, I do not like that. I don't want to be around that.
I think I like being like silly and goofy and like kooky. Like I like to hee-haw like the next person, but like I have to be friends with someone who has some level of like sense of awareness.
Yes, self-awareness is, oof.
And that's talking beyond zodiac signs. That's talking like, baby, have you done the work? Have you been in therapy? Because like, everybody can be fun, cool, ha ha, he he. But like, if you don't have the self-awareness, if you don't have the maturity, you know, because it goes back to dating. Like, if you're not going to be this in a romantic partner, like, I'm also like doing that for my friendships too, you know?
That's what I'm doing this year too. I think I've spent so much time I'm trying to think. I've been single. The last time I've been single was 2019. Like, single.
Same.
And I'm like, ooh, that's whatever.
Oh wait, no, I said that wrong. I've been in the last relationship was 2019. Oop, yeah.
But have you been single? You've been in situations?
I've had a string of situationships. I'm bad. Like, I'll talk to my friends and I'll talk to like a girlfriend and I'll be like, hey, like, I'm talking to this guy, and they'll straight up be like, which one is this one?
I feel that.
I don't even give them names anymore. I give them like, I had like Pasta Boy, I had Pizza Hut, I had, you know, out of town this name, Seattle Boy, yeah.
I got Spin the Block, Spin the Block 1, Spin the Block 2, X1, X2, you know, just...
At this point, I'm assembling an Avengers. Like, it's giving a team.
A team.
All-stars.
A team. And kudos to them for dealing with me.
Okay, well, how is it dating, like, as a lesbian? Like, I know there's, like, a stereotype, and, like, again, this is just your experience, not generalized, but, like, I, like, always see, like, these TikToks of, like, the U-Haul lesbian. Is that true? Like...
Yeah, you got to be careful with the dates, because I think...
What?
With women, we are very in tune... Well, and I don't want to say just with women, we're in tune with our emotions, but I think because I've dated straight men, and I'm so happy I'm delivered.
Financial compensation.
No, for real. I know what I want. And sometimes, you know, we bond on this friendship level, and it's like, wow, I like you. And then you're having so much fun. And then the conversations don't stop. And then you look up, it's 5 a.m. and it's like, wow, we have to go to sleep. So then you go to sleep, you wake up, it's like noon. And it's like, I'm hungry. You want to go get some food? Yeah, let's go get some food. All right, we're getting food. Another great time. And then it's like, oh, it's 6 now. Let's get some drinks. You get some drinks, and then it's like, dang, it's the next day.
Next thing you know, you're gonna dog together.
No, literally, that was my life. I'm a single mom now.
God damn. Oh my gosh.
I'm a single dog mom. All the lesbians I know have dogs, like 1 or 2, and then you got to be careful for the ones that share the dogs with their ex, like their children. I don't deal with that.
Custody.
Like, y'all were never married. This is not a child. This is a dog child, but like, no.
So you have full custody of Kingston?
I have full custody of Kingston. Kingston is not. Kingston is mine. Okay. I don't share him. I am a single parent.
Strong, independent single mother.
Independent Black woman. Listen. No, but I think that there's like rules and guidelines you have to go to. Like, if they're still friends with their ex, because I think a lot of the times one of the exes there's still something going on a little bit. Or just like if they're close friends, like, what is she doing here?
And also another thing is, like, I know the gay community is small in cities, but I feel like the lesbian community is even like smaller.
Yes.
So it's like, it's hard because it's like, you don't want to shit where you eat. And it's just like, you know everybody. And if you talk to somebody, they know somebody. And then next thing you know, you're at a club and then someone's giving you a stank eye because they don't even know you.
I've had people try to just... I'm at Soho, right? And you know how Soho is. Glorilla comes on. No, it wasn't Glorilla. It was Sexy Red. No, but and I feel some energy, and I look over, and someone is like mouthing lyrics to me, like to me, and her friends, and I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah.
I know who. I looked at it, and I was like, oh, I know who it is, and I know why.
It was like a friend of a friend.
Yeah, but I was like, what'd I do to you?
Now why I get brought in this?
What you? And my friends are like, what? And I'm like, I don't know. And it's just because the lesbian community is so small. Somebody knows somebody that don't like somebody that doesn't like this. And then, boom.
It's giving tribes.
Yeah. That's why I'm a travel lesbian. Like, I get on the apps and, like, I'm going to put myself in D.C. I'm going to put myself in Chicago. I'm going to put myself in L.A. I'm going to put myself in New York.
Yeah.
And, you know, pen pal.
No, see, honestly, that's why I love solo traveling. Like, I feel like I come alive. Like, every time I go to like Seattle, Chicago, Spain, New York, like I always get a fling, and it's just because like the community in Austin is so small, and it's just like if either I date you or like there's 1 degree of separation where like I feel like I can't talk to you because then if like that goes south, like 5 of my friends.
Yes.
it's giving I have to import. It's giving
Yeah.
like taxation.
And that's what I
like,
do. And that's what I do. Listen, if you love Austin and want to come visit, no, I'm just kidding.
Or if you want to fly me out,
Fly me out. I'm
Fly
trying to
me
be
out.
on some boats in Chicago.
top 25, get flued out.
Listen, but no, I think being a lesbian is an experience. But I've seen a lot of healthy relationships. I feel like it does get a bad rep, like, oh, it's you latched on, toxic, blah blah blah. But I've seen some very like healthy, loving, open communication, just accepting of a person. I think that's just love in general. Like when you
Yeah.
can really see and accept someone, and you're independent. It's not like clingy or codependent or just super controlling. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And so I'm waiting for that later.
Also, like, I just
Later.
like that there's more media coming out about like lesbians and like queer women, just because I feel like for the longest time it was just like gay white men in all of the television. Like now we're starting to get more like, you know, men of color. We're trying to get like we're getting
Yes.
different perspectives.
Yes.
And like I think during like the quarantine or like a couple years ago, like I saw the Ultimatum, the queer lesbian
Yeah.
season. That was so good.
Okay, don't hate me, but I still haven't seen it. And just because I saw so much on TikTok and I don't want to watch it because I feel like I'm going to like dislike people. Like I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
as a lesbian, I know what you really, really doing here. Like
Yeah.
I see this love bombing or I see, you know, just it's the trauma. I think it was just, I was like, I don't want to watch it just yet.
Do you think there's a lot of love bombing in like lesbian
Definitely.
relationships? Okay.
Definitely. Because at first, you know, you're just excited and you
Yeah.
have these feelings and you're making a friend and a lover and it's just like, oh my gosh, I want to show you the world and I want to show you how much I appreciate you. And then it's like, oh wait, it's calming down. And now
So
it's
what
normal.
now?
Yeah. And so I think, yeah, I can see because and I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like sometimes I do it too. Like I'm like, I really appreciate you. Let me show you how much I appreciate you. And then I'm like, wait, why'd I do that? Like
Yeah.
what? So I can take my own accountability there. Like I do a little bit sometimes.
I think it's interesting just because like I think like as queer people you kind of feel like othered for most of your life. So when you grow up, you're learning all of these how to date, how to like how to
Yes.
navigate the world as an adult. So it's natural you're going to be messy because you're doing all those middle school playouts like as an
Yeah.
adult. And like I feel like a lot of times for me, I don't know if this is a queer thing or an Aquarius thing or whatever, but like say I go on a date with someone and I really like them and I agree to go on more dates and I end up realizing like, oh, I actually just want to be your friend. Like we get
Yes.
along as friends. I
Yes.
don't, and I misconstrue that for maybe romance or
Me
anything like
too.
that, which is like, you know, I'll take accountability on that too, but I'm just like, oh, actually like I just want to be besties.
Yeah. I got a lot of friends. Like when people ask sometimes, and this is where I'm probably the toxic lesbian
Yeah.
when it's like all your friends are failed talking stages.
Stop. Oh my God.
But like
Maybe I'm a lesbian.
no, for real. But no, it's just like you bond with someone and they're attractive, and so it's like, oh, you're attractive, and we get along. So
Yeah.
like this must be romantic, and it's like actually no, they're attractive, but they can also be platonic. It can be platonic love. You can have this affection and show like you know that you care without having to like knock them down and you know do all the other stuff. It's just platonic love, and I feel like I have a lot of failed talking stages, but they weren't like talking in the sense of like deep talk. It was just
Date.
we met on an app, we dated, maybe we FaceTimed a couple times, and it was like, you're really cool. I'm not trying to do all that with you because I can see if that goes wrong, like
Yeah.
mm,
And
I
I
see
usually
where this is headed.
And I usually know when it's like more bestie than romantic because I can feel them flirting or I can feel them wanting to like take that next step. And I'm just like, I like put my arm out and like, oh, hey,
Like,
like,
what you doing?
we never did that before. Like, what is this? No, I have I have a couple of friends who like, you know, we didn't do anything sexual or anything like
Yeah.
that, but it was just like, I like your vibe. And it's just like, the whole point is like trying to find like your identity and then finding your tribe. And it's just like, I like you. I don't want to let you go just because I don't want to fuck you. But like,
Exactly.
you could be my friend.
Exactly. I have a lot of, and those are to me, those are some of the best friendships because we understood like early on, I know your personality. I see who you are, what you about romantically. I'm not interested in that. I want to be your friend. I love who you are as a friend. You're caring, you're supportive, you're this, you're that. This is where we're compatible. We're not compatible in that other way. And just being like adult enough to like have those conversations and then move that way is beautiful, I think.
Yeah.
Now, the toxic part, and this is not me. This is the toxic lesbians.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. when they just, it's like, oh, this is my friend. And it's like, oh, y'all was y'all just finished fucking like a week ago.
Yeah.
No. Like, that's not your friend.
That's the thing. I think, like, if you respect that person to be a friend, I think you have to set clear boundaries of, like, we're not going to be double dipping into the cookie jar. Like, it's like you say over here and you define that. And, like, if that does change, like, of course, that's natural. But you have a conversation about it and don't, like, play with people's emotions or anything. 'Cause, like, I've definitely felt bad where I'm like, okay, you know what? I put people's emotions before my own. And I'm like, I guess I'll keep dating them because they're nice and we get along. And, like, I don't want to stop hanging out with them.
Yes.
So then I move forward with it. And I'm like, actually, like, I'm not happy. So, like, as I've gotten older and I'm not, like, a young gay anymore, I'm like, hey, I really like you. Like, let's be friends. Because also, the more that I think about it, I'm like, bruh, even if we did date, I don't even like the way you communicate.
Yeah.
I don't like you as a potential partner, you know? Like, friends good, but the responsibility that you would have as a romantic partner, like, I think, like, we
not
don't
compatible.
Match. Yeah.
And that's my thing. So I came out later in life. And so I'm trying to figure out, it's just like as soon as I came out, I was getting swooped up. I keep getting, listen, but no.
Yeah.
I think that for me, I struggled with people pleasing. And I think sometimes people use that as a way to be a victim, which isn't, don't do that. Because it's kind of manipulation. Like, people pleasing is kind of manipulation in the sense that, like, you are doing these things expecting that someone will reciprocate. So it's not from the heart. It's from the sense of, I'm doing this and I expect, exactly, it's controlling. And I think that I would people please in relationships in the sense that, like, okay, I'm going to stay with you and be loyal. I'm unhappy in this relationship.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with you and be loyal in hopes that, like, it'll get better. Or you'll change for me, or, these miraculous things. And that's not how it should go. And I think that, like, that's why I want to be single this year too, is like, I've been in a relationship and situationships and, in love and in lust and just distracted from all that, like, energy and just care and attention that I could have put into myself.
Yeah.
And now I'm 31 and I'm like, do I like to read? Like, what are my hobbies? What do I like to do?
Yeah.
Like, and so I'm figuring that out now, and I'm like, ooh, dating myself sounds really good. Like, it sounds sexy. I take myself on self dates once a week. And
Love that.
And I dress up real nice, put on some makeup, look real sexy. And I play some, like, some music while I'm getting ready, some very loving, sensual music. And I go out to eat. I'll go to, like, a show, something, anything, and come back home, play some music again, drink some wine, and just love myself. Like, it's just,
you're doing it for you.
It feels good. It feels good. And, like, nobody can tell me anything right now because I'm like, I love myself. I'm good.
See, and I think that's the stage I've been in for the past, like, year and a half. So it's like, it's very hard for me to date because I'm just like, I already know what I want. I already know what I want out of myself. I know what I want out of a partner. Like, I feel like very solid in my identity. That's like, I need to have someone spectacular to make me feel better than I already do by myself.
You got to add to the piece. You got to make it a little bit better too. Like, not even just like, I just want to feel good. Like, I don't want to be interrupted. Once I feel interrupted or distracted,
bye. Yeah.
Too much.
Well, which is why I think, I don't know, like, I feel like I identify more with, like, the lesbian community just because, like,
you a sapphic.
in terms of like dating, like, with the whole, like, U-Haul, like, stereotype, because, like, I think in the queer community, or, like, at least in the gay community, for the most part, it's like a lot of guys don't want to settle down because it's always that fear of, like, something better is out there. So it's like, I'll talk to you, but, like, I'm also looking around, or, like, let's be open, or let's do this. And, like, I haven't really explored, like, polyamory or anything like that. I've been, like, invited, but I've never like opened up my relationship.
Ooh, let me tell you. So I think that's a queer thing in general. I've definitely been in open relationships. I'm heavy right now on the non-monogamy side, and not from a toxic standpoint, but just from a sense of, like, I am single. I want to stay single. If something does happen here or there, I'm open to it, but as long as like, I am not looking for anything romantic right now. And actually, you know what, let me scratch that, because I was doing that and it was getting real confusing, and I'm celibate right now. So let me not even, I'm celibate.
Okay,
I'm
that's
not even
the era.
Trying.
Okay.
I'm celibate. Put an asterisk next to that. I'm celibate. Asterisk.
And I mean, I don't think that's toxic. Like, I don't think whatever you want to do, whatever you choose to do, I don't think there's toxicity in that. I think if you can like convey like what you're looking for, like say like you're talking to someone, you're like, hey, you know what, I'm not looking for anything serious, like I'm finding myself, I'm just figuring stuff out, and then they take it on as like they try to change you or they create it into something, then like that's kind of on them.
Yeah. I've been in those situations too, and I feel like it's like a weekly conversation of like, okay, I'm about to cut you off because I'm communicating. You're not about to sit here and say I played you.
You can communicate, but it's up to them to like receive it.
Are you hearing me? Are we on the same page?
Yeah.
Because it, you know, and I think sometimes too, especially, I think lesbian sex is just the best sex to ever have. And so, you know, you do that and it feels a little too good. You just like, oh, we linked in. We locked in for real. Yeah. Like, we're here. And sometimes you gotta be like, no, it's great, but like, we still have our lives.
I wonder how many relationships came together because of the quarantine, like just people locked up.
You know,
together.
I had a quarantine.
Like a quarantine bae.
I had a 2-year relationship because of the pandemic. And I think that it was just really hard because when you're locked in and you're spending all this time with someone, you get close and you know you learn them. But when the world opened up, it was like, because me inside and me outside, two different people. But
gremlins. Yeah.
I warned, you know, I'm like, hey, I like to be outside. I like to dance. I think that's my thing. I like going out to dance.
Yeah.
And I don't have to drink. I don't have to smoke. I don't have to
just
do anything.
Dance.
But
I'm
I
the same
love
way.
Dancing. Like that release that comes from dancing, the music and being in tune with your body. And then, you know, your friends hyping you up and you know when you know you can dance too. You know, you can throw it. You're just like, I'm about to kill it. It's so fun. And so being in a relationship and being like, hey, I'm trying to go outside. I want to go dance. And then, you know, trying to figure out if they're secure in that is hard.
See, and that's another thing is like you want to find like the right partner for you. Like they won't be insecure about you going out. Like you can be able to be like, you can be able to say, hey, I'm going to go out with some friends and I'm going to go dancing. And they're cool with it. They don't need to go to the club with you. They don't need to be blowing up your phone because that's another thing. Or feeling a type of way or stalking your Instagram story.
Yeah.
Or like, I hate a person who's like, let me ask permission from my partner. For what?
I'd be like, how old are you?
What?
Who is this? This your parent? You got a parent? How old
my
are
God,
we?
permission slip. No, yeah, it's, and I love like I love going out dancing. Like I don't go out dancing to like get chose or find anybody. Like, I go because I love to dance.
Yeah, you hear this beat.
Yeah.
Like you hear this beat. You see this body. Like
I'm gonna throw it.
I am. Remember, what was that place we used to go to? It was like we went to Tuesdays.
Yes.
But it was like outside. And we was throwing ass all the time. It was so fun.
And I just, I come alive on the floor and like, and also like, I'm so, like, I grew up, in my head, I'm still pre-glow up Justin. Like, I'm like this shy, awkward, chubby, like, smart little kid who like doesn't talk to anybody. So like whenever I go to dance, like I'm dancing, I'm feeling myself, like I'm just there for like me and my friends.
Yes.
And then someone will come up and flirt and they're like, do you want to drink? And I'm like, oh, actually I'm good. Like I don't even know when you're flirting. Like I'm so like
in the zone,
blind to it. Yeah.
I love dancing. I think that like they should just open clubs where you dance. Like there's no liquor, there's nothing there, just like you got, well, I feel like they have those, but it's like super
like sober, like straight edge.
Yeah. Or not even that, but like, have you been to a movement party? Oh my gosh, I have a story.
No.
Okay. So I know back in the day, there's like this movement party in Austin in this warehouse. And it's literally just music playing and you move. And it's tons of people and they're just, no, it was real. I was the only Black person.
Okay. Enough said.
And it smelled like, you know,
like
just funk. And it was early in the morning though. It was like early in the morning. Everyone's just dancing and releasing, and I would love that, but just like with more like queer
POC.
people.
Yeah, queer POC.
Queer POC, because I think we could turn it up a notch and have a great time. That one was a little, I felt, you know, when you go into spaces and it's just like, you can tell.
It's not for you.
You can just tell. And it was not for me. I was trying to get into it, but then it's like when I did move and dance, I could feel eyes. And I'm like, I don't want to be watched. This is not like some spectator thing. Like I thought we were supposed to be moving freely.
We're all for the same thing. You know, there's that, remember we went to Origin House? I feel like that's like a fun vibe of just like people from all different, like, you know, all different shades, colors, sexualities. And we all just went and danced. And like, I was out there dancing like
Yes.
all night. Like it was so fun.
And that was such a welcoming vibe too.
Yeah,
I love
shout out
apartment
Origin
spaces.
House.
Yeah. They're having an event. Oh, they're having an event with Torch actually.
we love,
So,
okay.
this Sunday actually, the come up at Laguna Gloria.
Okay, I'll have to put it like in the bio for people to check out.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I love that. Yeah, no, I think like as I'm getting older, like I'm seeking out more spaces or like that third place that's not a club, you know?
Yeah.
Like I got really into reading, the gym, like I'm trying to find other like hobbies as an adult, not just to like find myself, but to also, you know, find other like-minded people or community.
Yeah. I started I go to a screenwriting class now.
Oh,
Across the
dang,
street.
that's so cool. Okay.
They have those continued education courses at ACC.
Okay.
I'm taking a screenwriting class. After that, I'm gonna take a sewing class. Like they have.
Let me know. I want to start taking some.
And it's like I think it's $300, but it's like a semester long.
Okay.
And so I'm like, that's worth it. I wish regular college was like that. I would have saved a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I was wanting to take a piano class and like just like.
You read music?
I'm gonna take the class.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like as I'm getting older and like I just feel like I'm hit with like a big like wave of energy, and I just feel like a breath of new life has like come into me, and I'm like, I want to do this. I want to be outside, and like maybe it's the time change and the sun's out more, but I'm just like I have a new like love for like life, and I'm just like I want to do all of these things, and like if I had all the money in the world, like I would love to create like a coffee shop, like a queer POC coffee shop that like turned into like, you know, an event space at night, and like I don't know, another place that just wasn't the clubbing and the drink. Because also like as I'm getting older, I've been wanting to drink less. Yeah. It's not the vibe for me anymore. Like, and I realize I'm only drinking because it's a social thing and I want to have fun. But my thing is like I partied a lot when I was younger, so it's just like it's hard for me to just have one drink and be like, I'm good. I'm like,
I like if I go out and get a drink, it gets all watered down because I hold it. I think I just need something to hold, and so then I just start getting ginger beer. I'm like, let me just get a little ginger beer or something to hold it, like so I could, I think it's just that habit of having something,
the comfort.
Yeah, because I don't like drinking either. At the end of every year, I stop drinking. I don't smoke and I don't have sex, and it's just like it's so. At first it's like, ooh, and then you get used to it, and it's like this clarity before the new year starts. And so it's really interesting to see like how to, like going out in social environments, and I be at the club sober, and I'm like,
it's very eye-opening.
Person?
It's
like,
eye-opening.
And what you doing, and why you act like that, and don't like it.
Honestly, like I feel like I'm on that same wave. Like I think recently I've just been like drinking less, and like I've been very in tune with myself. I've been very in tune with like mindfulness, getting back into my spiritual era, manifesting, doing yoga, stretching, and like, I don't know. I just feel like I see the world differently, and it feels good to like have this like, you know, awareness and third eye. And I'm just like, I kind of like this. And I feel like whenever I drink, it makes me so tired and sleepy. And I'm like, it's giving low vibrational food plate. Like no low vibrations on my food, you know?
I love a low vibrational food plate.
I love a low vibrational Popeye.
No, listen. I think for me, it was like my grandpa passed away this past year, late last year. And I was like, what am I doing with my, the existential moments. And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Like, am I happy? Am I doing what I love? Like, if I were to go, would I be like, you did what you needed to do? And I was like, no, I'm not happy. Like, I need to do things that fulfill me. Yeah. And, I think sometimes you get caught up in like who's doing what, or like going to this place or going to this place, or all the events that's going on and being part of the excitement. It's like I need to like be fulfilled myself. And I think those third spaces, like I'm taking a screenwriting class, I'm going to the park more and just walking my dog, and we have like dog walking groups and dog play groups, and like going to different I go to like little kink parties and stuff, like here and there, just like exploring different avenues or things that like I've always been curious about. And so I think it's just really fun. Screenwriting, books, reading again. And like, when you think of like your younger self, I liked to read and write when I was younger. I loved to like be outside. I'm helping plan like a field day coming up, so more information on that. But like just things that like brought joy. It's like you can still do that. You don't have, just because you're older doesn't mean like wrap it up. It means do it more. Like be happy, be fulfilled. So yeah, I definitely feel that.
And it doesn't mean also like because you're an adult, the only thing to do is like drink or be at a club. Like,
no.
it's just, it's so like, and it's fun. Like, and I'm not saying like, you know, this is anti-club slander.
Yeah.
Like, I love
be at the
throwing
club
it.
still. Yeah.
I love dancing, but it's just like, I encourage people to like, you know, find that like inner child spark of like what made you happy and like explore that. Because like, I think a lot of times people stop or don't pursue it because like they cringe or they feel like they're going to be judged. And we were just talking about that. Like, girl, like, who cares? Like, kill that inner cringe, you know?
I think that, like, okay, so what's something you want to do, like, this year?
Okay, so I have a whole, like, I did, like, a manifestation, like, vision bingo board.
Ooh.
And I made it my lock screen.
Bingo board.
And it's so cute, but the first one was, like, launch this podcast. I did it in January. One of my goals is to, I definitely want to take, like, continuing education class at ACC. Yeah. And I also want to try stand-up comedy.
Me too. Okay, let's do it.
Which, it's one of my goals. And, like, I feel like I'm funny. Like, I've always been very, like, funny and, like, situational funny. But I love, like, comedy and comics. And, like, I love how they tell a story. Because it's also, like, writing.
Yeah.
Like, you're narrating a whole story. And you're playing with the beats. And you're moving and grooving with the pockets of, like, when to be funny. When to, like, talk like this. And, like, I think it's so cool. And like I don't think I'm scared of like stage fright. Like I danced competitively for 8 years. Like I'm in front of like an audience. Like I do the podcast. Like I think I'm just worried like I wouldn't be funny, which is, you know.
I've talked to a few different comedians because I've been asking like for a year now. So now I feel like I need to get on it. But like I'm like, what do you do when no one laughs? And they're like, nothing. You just go. You know that joke needs to be told differently, or like it's just all a learning process. Like I've talked to some and they're like, there are times I'll do a set and no one laughs. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
You just gotta revise it.
Like, what do you, and it's just like learning, you know, just, there's this problematic comedian, so I'm not gonna say the name, but I know that they do like tours, before they start filming their specials, they'll do tours in different cities to see what jokes stick and like what reactions, you know, stick. And then they'll do their filming for the big show with all the jokes that did, you know, stick, and like it only working for them, they toxic and problematic, but that's what they do. And so it's same with like even the small, like if we go to like little small places, it's just, hey, if they don't laugh, then tell it differently. Also, I feel like there's different types of comedy for different cultures, and like you know, so I think it depends on the place too, because I'll probably laugh at something you say and then you go somewhere else and be like, I don't get it. And it's like, oh, it's just not for you.
It's just like how you were raised and how you grew up. Like I saw a TikTok and it was like people saying like, I'm gonna start like stealing like white people's like comebacks or remarks. Like, you've done it, Sonny Boy. Like, you beat it, Bucko. Like, I'm gonna start appropriating that culture because like some of their words are like actually kind of good. Like Buster
was not Buster. I'm trying to think of something. I'm like, I can't. I was about to say something like flabbergasted. I don't know what is
girl. That's just a vocabulary word, SAT word.
Flabbergasted. Gee Willikers.
Cool it. You're on thin ice, buddy.
You're on thin ice. See, I don't know. I need to research some comebacks.
I watched Disney Channel. I did mine. I was in the suburbs as a kid. Like
me too. I went from, oh my gosh, I went from like suburbs to like non-suburbs to like the hood. It was that was a fun transition.
Okay, I did the hood to the suburbs.
See, I think I did it backwards.
It was gonna be out of the hood program.
Yeah, mine was we going back.
So, reclaiming my identity, reclaiming my time.
I was like, well,
okay.
God. Man, that's crazy. So besides that, I think, well, I did a vision board too, and I did like a goal thing. I'm doing quarterly goals. So I don't do it for the year, just to make sure I'm not like, or I have a year goal, but I split it up into quarters.
That way that's more attainable. Yeah.
Yeah. And so one of them is, you know, traveling. I'm trying to be on a boat. If I'm not on a boat this summer, someone check in on me. Yeah. I'm supposed to be, I got it locked in.
I need to be on a boat this summer too.
I need to be on a boat. I need vitamin D. I'm traveling a lot. So far this year I've been to Vegas. This is all like in the US, but like I've been to Vegas, I've been to LA. I count Houston because it's different than Austin. Yeah. But you know, just like traveling, and then also working on my friendships more, because I think I was so tied up in those romantic relationships that like I'm like, who are my friends? Like, I have associates, I know people, but like who are my actual friends? Like, who are the people that are there for me that like feed into me and I feed into them? And it's, you know, it's good, it's spiritual, and everything that I require in a friendship, I'm getting it from those people and making sure that there's true community instead of just like, this is somebody I'll go drink with every Thursday. You know, like, it's like, I don't know you. And like, you don't feed into me. And when there's issues and stuff, I don't feel like I can talk to you. And if I feel like I can't communicate my problems and we find some sort of like, you're not for me.
Then what are we doing?
What are we doing? We're wasting time at this point. Yeah. You're an associate. And that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine to have associates. It's just, I feel like I'm trying to like build that community of, I vibe with you. I can see this working out long term. Like, you are someone that I can count on. I'm someone you can count on, and we're there for each other. Outside of the parties, like, I can cry. Because one thing I can't do around a lot of people is cry. But if I cry around you, listen.
I think that's an Aquarius thing.
It is. Because I mean,
like, I think the same thing. Like, I'm very much on the same like wavelength. Like, I think if I had a word for this year, it would be intentional.
Yep.
Because like, the same thing, like, I'm trying to invest in my friend. Like, I did so much investing in myself last year, and I want to continue doing that. But I think I want to move from like focusing on romantic relationships and focus on platonic, because to me those are more important.
They are.
And like, I want to, if I'm having all of these standards for like romantic friends, I want to also hold myself accountable for like platonic friends. And I'm like, you know what, like, it's the same thing. Like, what am I getting out of it? What am I doing? So like, one of the things I'm trying to do this year is like meet with 2 friends like once a month, because like it gets so easy. I mean, like, even with me and you, like, all like we'll try to text each other and our Aquarius asses, like, it's just like, it's so easy to be like, hey, we need to hang out. So like, this year I'm trying to be more intentional of like, okay, let's set a date sometime this month. Like, I want to meet with 2 friends this year, or two friends this month, and then like just continue seeing people, because it's so easy to like get into your own head or your own world. And I'm like, girl, life is not that serious. Like, go and like be around people you love,
I have a social calendar now too. Like, on my calendar, I'll put people I haven't seen in a while that I want to see. And that's when I send those texts, but then I'll be like, ooh, I need to write it down for real. And like, I take a picture now every month, and I write every person that I saw that like, and what day, how I felt, what we did, how I felt. And I just like reflect on it, because I'm like, I'm about to start weeding motherfuckers out. Just because you can, when you can feel like just the energy is just like something is not right.
The shit.
Or like there's just something in my life, somebody got to go.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm decentering the romantic too, and I have these platonic friends, I'm like, do I feel okay? Right now I'm feeling good. But like, just for a while, sometimes I'm like, I feel like there's someone in my space that does not need to be here. Like, I'm not, something's off. And so I think just thinking about like how I feel after I hang out with people, like, did they feel good? Like them too, because it's not just about me, it's about them too. Like, are we compatible as friends, like long term, or are you just somebody? Because you can be somebody I, see out and speak to, and
like seasonal. And stuff like that,
But like, I'm looking for that long term. And then, like you said, friendships do matter to me. They matter more. Yeah. Like, if a friend does me dirty, I'm gonna be so much more heartbroken. Yeah. Because like, I can predict with romantic, people come and go sometimes. That's just the reality of it. Like, knock them down, have some fun, whatever. But as a friend, I'm loyal. Like, as an Aquarius, just like, once you break down once I'm vulnerable with you, I'm loyal. And so if you do me dirty or do something unexpected, I'm gonna take it to heart. Yeah. Like, when people are like, oh, you take that man back, blah, 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 or you forgave them, I can forgive them, they can be out of my life. If you hurt me, if you hurt me.
And those are 2 different things. I think, like, I think a lot of times, and maybe this is an Aquarius thing, but it's just like, if someone has done me dirty in my life, like, I can forgive them, but we don't have to be cool anymore. And I think that gets lost in translation, because it's like, oh, you don't like this person, or there's drama. And it's just like, there's no drama. I just moved on in my life. Like, I wish you the best. I love you, but I can't unremember that thing that you did. Yeah. And I think, like, kind of like you, like, I've been focusing on my friendships, and like, I have more clarity now that I'm not like so scatterbrained. And I'm just like, okay, this is what I want out of myself. How is my tribe going to bring that best part out of me? Yes. So it's like, I want to be able to like do all of these things, and like hold my friends to a different accountability measure, and hold myself to a different measure. Like, how can I be a better friend, So I love it.
Yeah. I think I used to be that friend that, like, when I got into a relationship, didn't go see me. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to be like that. Because then when I get out the relationship, or if things are going wrong, who do I turn to? Yeah. Now I'm alone. And you
don't want to be one person the whole time. Like,
exactly. I'm so grateful too for some of the friendships that I've you know, I think I've had little spats here and there and had to be vulnerable about my feelings because I can get in my head. One thing I will do is get in my head real quick.
Yeah.
And I got in my head about a few situations this year already, and I'm like, let me just talk to them instead of festering it up and like thinking, oh, this is what happened and this is how they feel and blah blah blah. I'm like, I could just talk to them. I could just communicate. And so, you know, reaching out and being like, hey, when this happened, I felt this way. And I'm like, oh my gosh, send the text. Can we talk?
A lot of it is just like, it's a lot of growth. Like, who is that one motivational speaker? Ivana something. Like, she's the Oprah. She's the one she's like, not on my watch. Yeah. But yeah, I was watching a clip with her because she was on another podcast. But like, it's just a lot of like maturity and growth that you realize about yourself. It's like, okay, you can take accountability. And like, I'm also like someone who's not afraid to say like, I screwed up or I messed up. Like, if they're a close friend, like they'll understand. Like, you can talk to them and be like, hey, I think this. Like, let's just have a direct like, one thing about me, like, I am a very direct person. Like, I'm like, let's talk about this shit. Like, let me not. I don't like the passive aggressiveness or like the high school gossip of like talking to everybody else in the friend group about it. And I'm just like, girl, let's sit down like grown women and like let's talk it out housewife style. Like,
and I think for me growing up, and this might be a whole thing with just generational trauma. Like my grandma, she ain't got no friends. Yeah. And like she just doesn't trust people. Like she's very family oriented. She's like, no, I don't trust people. People have bad energy, blah, blah, blah. Mom, kind of the same way. Just she has friends, you know, she's getting better. And so I think for me generationally, I'm like, oh shoot, I need to actually figure out what community means for me and how to be a friend and how to show up for my friends and also require that same thing. Because I think it's easy to be like, oh, I fuck with you from this distance, but it's hard to let people in. I've let romantic people in, but not platonic. There are people who are like, you're just so, I can't read you, or like, I can tell. And I'm like, And I'm like, oh, but I consider myself their friend. I'm not letting anybody in. And so that whole vulnerable aspect with friendships for me is so new, and I'm trying to work through it, and I'm so excited. I'm excited.
It's hard. And I think like, it's like a lot of like unpacking and undoing your own trauma and all the shit that you've been with. Cause like, I'm very much the same way. Like, it's so hard for me to be vulnerable because like I am scared of getting hurt because like I have been through like friendship breakups and that shit hurts more than like romantic.
It does.
I feel like I'm open for friends to be open with me, but sometimes it's hard for me to like reciprocate that. And I'm like, you know what? No, like I don't want associates. I want really good friends. Like I want a really good community, but I can't have that unless I'm opening up to you. So it's something I've been working on too.
Asking for help, I'd be like, ooh, what?
I don't know if it's an Aquarius thing. I don't know if it's a traumatic thing. I don't know if it's like the older child, like hyper independent person.
That part.
Because I grew up very hyper independent. You know, she was, you know, a really like good student, hyper independent, gifted and talented. It's just like I'm gonna take on my own shit. Yeah. You know,
I'm like, oh, I can do it myself. I'll figure it out. I'm fine. And then it's like, no, what's wrong with help?
Yeah.
Because I think for me, there was this one TikTok, not as quoting TikToks the entire time, but like, it was like, when you asking for help or just not being that person that asks for help or anything like that. And it's like, are you a friend? Like, you know, are you a friend? Because that's required too. Like, you have to ask for help. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be transparent. And I'm like, ooh, people about to see me.
It's so hard because, you want to control everything. You want to, not control everything, but you want to like, you want everything to be smooth, and like you don't want your friends to see this like broken or imperfect side of you. At least for me, because I feel like
that's how I am.
If they see me, then it's girls giving fear of abandonment issues. Like it's like they're not gonna want to be my friend if they don't see me as this like super strong badass person. And I'm like, no. I remember I had a breakdown and like I like cried in front of my best friend, and like I like had no other choice, and like our relationship is so solid, but it's just like you had to see the real me, you know?
Yeah. And I'm trying to think, like, who have I even cried? I do have my best friend, Kendra. I'll cry to her. I'll be like, girl. I'll be on FaceTime just like. And, like, I think it feels so good to have, because, like we said, like, with those romantic relationships, we do that with those. Like, oh, I'll cry in front of you. I'll bear it all. But with, like, those friendships, it's like, I want you in my life forever, so I'm going to try to, like, do what I can. I don't know. I think it's subconscious. Like, I don't want to lose this person, and I'm scared to show them the real me, because if I lose them, then what?
We're gonna be more vulnerable this year. That's our goal, because like,
Okay, vulnerability.
it's vulnerability and intentionality, because like
Yes.
you can, and I'm not saying like you can't be best friends with your romantic partner. Like you can be best friends with them, you can love spending time with them, but they shouldn't be your only source of, you know,
Like,
emotional outlet.
Yeah.
You need to have a
Like
community.
interdependence is a thing too, and like I think that's one thing too why I stopped dating for a while, because I do not like clinginess.
Hello, same.
And so like, listen,
Aquarius.
if you want to stay inside and keep like, we got to be in each other's face all the time.
You're gonna
Where are your
start pissing me off.
friends? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, this is predictable
Yeah.
at this point. I don't like predictable.
And we'll see. And like, I don't know. Do you know what your Venus sign is in? Because like mine is in Sagittarius.
Mine is, I think it's Aries, and I've gotten a lot of like, when I look it up, it doesn't look good.
Same.
It does not look good.
It's just all the Aquarius slander today. But no, like so Sagittarius specifically in Venus means that like I want an adventure. I get bored with complacency.
Yeah.
And not saying like complacency and peace. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
But like I saw a TikTok with this girl. She went out to dinner and her boyfriend wasn't paying attention to her. He was like on his phone the whole time. And she was just like, this is what 2 years of relationship looks like.
No.
And another girl quoted it with like, if I ever have that, like, let me just leave. Cause like, I'd rather just go out by myself if like I had a partner.
Yeah.
I need like some sort of interest. I need that that fire sign. Like I need that fire and like that passion and like that adventure. And not saying like I don't want to settle down or I don't want peace and stillness. I love stillness, but I also want that like young youthfulness, that curiosity.
And that's possible too.
Mhm.
Because I feel like if you're in a relationship and you are taking time, like, you know, they have their life and, you know, you have your life, then when y'all come together, it is fun. And it is like, it's more intentional too, because you're actually doing things together.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, I haven't seen you in some time. Like, what we about to do? I plan this fun date. We're about to do this, this, and
you
this.
should be
and
excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have another important question. So voting is coming up. We just had the early voting and the primaries that just ended. And you know, politics is really important. Voting is important. Everybody should go out and vote.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, gay son or thought daughter?
Tell me, I was like, what you about to
I was like,
I was like, I quit politics. What you talking about?
not the Fox podcast, girl.
I got scared. I was like,
NPR.
Ooh. Start sweating. No, I was like, you're bringing back trauma. What are you doing? I am out of that life. Okay, so this is, speaking of, I just posted a TikTok about this, and it was when you accidentally choose gay daughter.
I saw that. The latte.
I feel like I would accidentally choose gay daughter. I want both.
Same.
Give me both.
Why choose? Yeah.
Give me both. Because you know what? They about to have the most loving mother. I don't want children. But I feel like if I had children, I would be like a fun mom and like very loving and exciting. Because they're going to have the poses down. Mm-hmm. We're going to go do fun things. I'm going to be supportive.
It's getting drag brunch shows.
Listen, because we going to balls.
Yeah.
We're doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing everything. And then safe, like we're going to have safe sex talks and just like, I did that with my sisters. I was probably too young to be having those talks. I was in college. One was in high school. Yeah. So it's just like, you know, she's not a thought daughter. Mm-hmm. If she were a thought, I was a thought daughter.
Power to you. I was the gay son and the thought daughter.
Yeah, I was like,
I was a 2-in-1. I was the BOGO deal.
So, you know, but it was just like, let's talk about if you're gonna do it safely.
Yeah.
You know, and so just that support. I think I don't like when cis straight people have that conversation, like the whole gay son. I'm like,
oh, with that country guy,
you know, like, shut up. What you doing? That's not your place. For me, supportive all around. I want both. Give me both.
Yeah, same. I want that community. I want that family.
Yeah.
I think that'd be so cute. And so we both bond over like we both have queer siblings. So we're queer ourselves and we also have queer siblings.
Yes.
How is that growing up?
In Austin?
Or I guess not growing up, but like I guess being an adult dating.
Yeah, being an adult is because so we don't go out to the same places. So I feel good about that because like, you know, when she's on 4th, I'm not on 4th. And I'm like, Mister. Or like she'll be on 6th and I'm not going to 6th. So, you know, we miss each other there. But sometimes we know some of the same people.
Oof, okay.
Because it's so small. You know.
Okay, well let me ask you this. So because the community is so small, do y'all have the same type? Like,
and that's the thing too. I think we have the same type too.
Oh my God. Okay.
But I don't think she dates her type. I date I have multiple types. I
Okay.
have people who look like me. That's a type. I think that's an ego thing. So we usually end up friends.
Yeah.
Most of the people that look like me, if they looked like me at one point, I probably had a crush on them, and now we're just friends.
Okay.
Or, you know, for some reason, like soft mask type,
Okay.
you know, because I'm a Dom fan. So you
Okay.
just a little.
Okay. Why are we the same person? Like,
and then like a black Barbie.
okay.
Just very like, so I have 3 types, and
Okay.
like, you know, but
So they intersect.
she has
yeah.
we like the soft mask type, like the same soft mask type. And so I think she'll bring friends around that I know at some point maybe they might have talked and now they're just friends, and they be around and I'm like, who is this person?
Yeah.
What are your intentions with them? And I'm like, if they were older, but they're like young. My sister's 24, I'm 31. Now I'm like picky too. I'm like, you're not in your 30s?
Yeah. No, same.
And I'm 31. I'm like, you're not in your
I have to
30s?
have someone who's like at least been to therapy, has their shit together,
Boom.
or like know what their problems are so that they can fix
Something. Self-awareness.
Yeah.
I've been in too many let me not, because listen, but whatever, self-awareness is key.
it. Yeah.
But no, so she'll bring people around and I'm like, oh, they're cute, like, but they look kind of like my ex.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I think we have the same type going on. And we know the same people too. Like one time her phone lit up and I was like, how you know this person? And she looked at me and she was like, how do you know them? And we just staring at each other, you know, just like,
Stare down.
what's going on? And I'm like, did you? She's like, no, did you? And I'm like, no, but they've been to the house. Like, we definitely chilled. She's like, they were literally in my car that one time I told you that story. That was them. And I'm like, and then and I'm like, do they know we're sisters? They have no idea. No, we hit them up just to see. It was just like, you know,
Who's gonna respond first? No, that is
for real.
that.
She was on the phone. I was on text.
That is insane because like so it's like the same with me and my brother. Like this was in the past. Like now he's happily partnered. Like he's happy in a relationship. I love his partner. He's super cool. But when we were both single, like I don't know if we have the same type, but like again, Austin is so small.
So small.
So like one of the gay indicators, I don't know if lesbians do this too. We see who your Instagram mutuals are.
Yes.
I'm like, even with my friends, I'm like, how you know so and so? Like what's the level, the degree of separation? So like I'll see that, and then I remember saying like, oh, I'm going on a date with this guy, and he was like, oh, who? I'll show him pictures like, oh, actually we chilled last week, and I was just like, this is why I import my men.
Same.
All of my relationships like have started, like they've been from like the apps, but like a lot of them, like I've dated guys from like Houston, College Station, Dallas, like New Braunfels. Like I have to import these men because Austin is so small.
It's too small.
And I'm friends with a lot of people in Austin. Like I feel like I'm a very like friendly person. Like I talk to a lot of people. I don't want them to be so and so's coworker or neighbor or roommate. It's just like
I don't want my business out there.
I don't want to do a walk of shame in the morning and then I'm seeing
Listen,
you know, Larry from down the street,
Listen.
roommate here, you know, like I have to import. I love and this is why I love traveling, because like I find all of my like romances like when I'm like it's literally giving Eat Pray Love,
and I'm fine with that though. I like it.
I know, me
I like
too. It gives me a reason to travel.
Yeah, and it's just the adventures, and you get that experience like when you're visiting. Like when I go to Chicago, I'm a Chicago hoe. I feel like, and I'm fine with that. When I go to Chicago, I have the best time ever because it's like a local experience, and then you know just. I be getting spoiled. They love me out there, and I'm fine with that. Love me. I love y'all. So, listen. But I think just it's so small here, and I'm trying to think. I have 2 exes here. I have a situation. It's too many. Like I think even having 2 people or 3 that I've known and been with or connected with, they know everybody too, and everybody knows everybody, and I don't need people knowing.
Well, and see, like because Austin is so small, like do you feel like territorial because the community is so small and there's even less lesbian spaces if there are even, you know?
Listen,
do y'all have like territories of like, oh damn, we broke up, I can't go there no more, this is her spot?
No, and we should.
It's giving Twilight, like this is my wolf pack, like y'all
why I gotta act like I don't know you?
Yeah,
because especially if it's someone I'm going no contact with, like luckily I haven't been like in that, like it's been a little bit like awkward. But like we go to the same spaces because those are like, especially like for Black lesbian, like, it's about 3 of the same parties we all go to, and so it's like I gotta
Y'all might as well join
And
the
then-
party planning committee.
Listen,
like,
and it feels like people know too. So it's like you feel like people want to like just like,
There they
oh, they
go.
know we not together no more. How do we act? Do we speak? Do we say hi? Do we hug? Like,
Yeah.
what's the protocol? I'm glad though. I'm in a. I feel like I'm in a space with my exes and ex things, whoever used to, like we see each other. We know what's up. Like it didn't work out. Cool.
yeah.
Let's just,
Move on.
But when it wasn't good, it was so awkward. Like I'd be like, I don't want to go out, or I gotta make sure I look bad. Like they can't see me looking rough because.
Well, see, and I think that's the thing about being an Aquarius is like my walls are so up high, and it takes a lot for me to like be vulnerable and like let you in. So once I let you in, or you do me dirty, like if it's a bad breakup, then I go crazy. Like this is before therapy, but like I feel so crazy, and it's giving like Jasmine Sullivan, like I'm about to bust the windows out your car. Like
Listen,
it's just like it took so much for me to open up, and then you did me dirty. Like
yes,
girl.
I don't listen. That's why I'm back in therapy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, every day is a journey.
Every day, because I'm the same way. I'm like, we didn't have to do all this because I'm the type of person too. After my longest relationship, I tried to decenter relationships like right after. So if I'm taking time and you're taking up my space and time and, you do me dirty, you wasted my time.
And I hate...
You wasted my time.
And again, I get... that makes me even more mad because, like, it makes me think, like, oh, you just wasted my time. You took my youth. Like, I'm young. Like, you just sucked that out of my, like, Ursula. Like,
I'm only getting older and I could have been... You know what I could have been doing?
Yeah.
You know what I could have been doing?
I only have, like, 2 exes in Austin. The rest I outsourced. So, like, they went back to their... After their contract was over, they flew back.
They went back. Same.
One of them I'm good with, and then the other one, it's no contact. Like, I'm not saying it's on site, but, like, it's literally Thanos snapped their fingers, they dissolved.
Listen, it's one relationship. I went no contact, and I was fine. I was just like, you know what? I ain't talked to you in years.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I hope I don't see you.
It's giving psycho sobriety. Like,
Listen.
I haven't been on a crazy spell recently. Like, I've been doing good. I've been on my therapy. I've been meditating. So,
do you use an app?
No, I want to.
Okay.
You know what? I listen to, so I don't know if you listen to Ravina. She's like a spiritual artist. She has a guided meditation on her album.
Ooh.
And I listen to like a vibrational like morning mantras playlist, and like she's so good. Like I'll send it to you, but her music is all about like manifesting high vibrations and like.
Do you go to sleep to affirmations? I'm about to start doing it again.
I heard about that.
When I was going through a really, really, really bad breakup, really bad one, like it was like I was looking like just
rough.
Anyway, rough. I went to sleep to affirmations. It's gonna be okay. Cause I was having like when it's real bad, it's real bad.
Yeah.
And I started going to sleep to affirmations, and it made I don't know what the science is behind it. I can't remember. All I know is I felt real good.
I'm gonna need to look at
every
those.
time I woke. And like, there's so many different ones. Like I just put it on Spotify. Turn on my little speaker.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. Wake up in the middle of the night. Affirmation. Go right back to sleep. So
I'm gonna have to check that out because like I think this year I really want to get more intentional, vulnerable, and just get on my high vibrational energy of like meditating. I just want to be my best person. That way I can like attract and manifest the best.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be ready for when it comes to me. But like with that being said, like all the shit we talked about today, do you think the Aquarius slander has been like rectified? How do you feel about everything that's been said today about clearing up the Aquarius name?
I think that the doubters are still gonna doubt. The haters still gonna hate. But like I feel like if people understand Aquarius, they know. Like they know
if it's for you, it's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not
for the
we're
faint of
unique.
heart.
Exactly. Yeah. We're very unique. And if you can't deal with, uniqueness, then just don't date an Aquarius.
Just say you're like basic.
Yeah, just because you can't handle the complexities.
But then back then you didn't want me, but now I'm how you all on me.
All on me.
So
all on me.
Well, anyways, thank you for coming on today, Brittany.
Of course.
Where can the people find you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram. It's What the Heckard, but it's spelled WTHECKARD because my last name is Heckard. Also, where else can you find me? doing stuff for Torch. Torch Literary Arts. It's an amazing organization. We amplify Black women writers. If you're a screenwriter, a poet, a novelist, if you write, you can submit to us and we pay you. We believe in paying Black women for their work. So $150 if you submit to us and we publish you, we can nominate you for pushcart prizes, just all the literary prizes, because we are like we publish online. So we can nominate you for literary awards. We have workshops. We got screenwriters coming in during South by this week from Astronomy Club, The Last OG, like writers for a lot of different shows coming in and just doing panels. And it's a wonderful network of Black women writers. You can follow Torch Literary Arts on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, on anything.
Awesome.
We're there. It's a great community of Black women writers. Yeah.
And if you love supporting Black women writers, if you love supporting the arts, you can also donate to the organization under Brittany's account. I'll link that all in the bio. That way you can donate. But yeah, please support the arts. Please follow them. Please follow Brittany. As always, we'll see you next Monday. My name is Justin Dallas. We come every Monday on Spotify and YouTube, and you already know the socials, Inherently Gay everywhere. You can find me at Justin Dallas everywhere. Until next Monday, take it easy and go say hi to an Aquarius. Go show some love to an Aquarius this week.
Well, don't hug us, but
don't hug us, but just say what you love about us. All right, see y'all.